Alrighty, we should be live everywhere. We should be live everywhere. Yeah. There we go. We're doing it. Yo, what up, Arcadia? How we doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Move my standing mat over here a little bit. Yeah, another white build, that's right. This is a really nice one too. Really cool. Really cool. How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday. You guys made it. One more week till Christmas. I don't know if you guys get like a Christmas break, but I do. I'm really excited. I am really excited. We get like 8 or 9 days off this year because they're letting us take off the 23rd. No audio. Are you sure? Is anyone else? No audio for anybody? Yes, no? Arcadia, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? No? Okay. I see stuff over here. You have audio? Sweet, thank you, Lee. I just wanted to make sure, like, OBS seems like it's working. I'm seeing sound things here. So if someone's not getting audio, hopefully it's not on my end. Yo, what up, Corraller? Welcome in. It's good to see you again. W stream. That's right. That's the plan. W's all around. Lee, how you doing? Happy Friday. There you go. All right, Mark's got it. Cool. Matt Hatter, what's up? Thank you for joining the stream. It's me. I'm the problem, it's me. Yeah? Whoa, Mark's throwing out government names. No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just hanging out. Getting ready to build a computer. Audio's good on that side. All right, let's talk about the build. This won't work on TikTok. Hopefully Richard or one of my mods will be here at some point to paste in the specs, but we've got the Ryzen, I can't think. We've got the Ryzen 7 9700X. We've got 32 gigs of RAM from Teamgroup. This is CL36000. We've got a 1 terabyte SSD from Teamgroup, RTX 4070 Super, 850 watt power supply, a ROG Strix X670E motherboard, and another Teamgroup white CPU cooler. I know the picture is black, but there's a marking on here that says it's the white version, so don't worry. How much does this cost? I would have to look it up again. I think it was just under I would say it's like right around $2,000. Built, shipped, all that jazz. Let me look. $2,200. That includes shipping, taxes, everything within the US. You do pay a bit of a premium for white components. And then also is the Corsair 3500X, which is one of their newer mid-tower, like fish tank looking cases. It looks a lot like the Fantex NV5. It's a really good looking case. All in white, of course. JR, thank you for joining the stream. Yeah, so this one's about $2,200. This is a custom build, not directly available off the website, but it is very similar to like one of the builds we have on the website. So, is that the new AMD chip? It's one of the newest. It's one of the newest ones. So this is not the 9800X 3D chip that just came out a few weeks back. This is the 9700X, but it is still a very good CPU. The 9800X 3D is like super hard to find. Yo, Savage! All right, Savage is in the green chat. This is his build that we're doing, so super excited that he's here. Hopefully he was able to wrangle some of his community to come hang out and watch and see this thing come together. Lee says he's doing great. Remember, it's Friday for me. You're retired. Have a great weekend. Well, it's Friday for me too. Not that weekends are any less busy for me, but at least I don't have to do my day job anymore, right? You're the only one on YouTube right now. It'll grow. The YouTube vertical, like, it takes a little bit to to start up, you know. All right, so should we start the build? I don't know if Botrix is working anywhere. You can try and type in !specs to see the specs of the build at any time, but it doesn't always work because Botrix is kind of lame sometimes. Starting up now, 7 viewers. Yeah. Let's go. Getting them viewers in. So excited. Dude, I'm excited. This is gonna be a fun build. It's gonna be a good looking build too, you guys. You just wait. You just wait. This is gonna be a good looking PC when it's done, all right? Also, I sharpened my knife so I can actually open stuff now. It's really cool. It's really cool. Wi-Fi adapter, don't need that right now. Yo, what up, TikToker? How we doing? Here's our fancy motherboard. Come on. Doesn't really want to come out. There we go. So this is the ROG Strix X670E-A gaming Wi-Fi. Not that anyone's gonna remember that, but it's okay. Could you please go in details with wiring? I mean, I can, but it's different for every AIO. So like, you could have a totally different AIO and it's not gonna look at all the same on how you put it together. It really depends on what you got in yours, you know? Am I a fan of portable cases? I mean, not the like, the super mini ones, you can't really do much in, but I'm a big fan. I really have been wanting to build I put together like the design for a build that has like everything, including like a mobile monitor and all that sort of stuff can fit inside of, sorry, I'm muting my monitor over there, or my laptop. That can fit inside of like a carry-on. So you could take like a hard case carry-on onto a plane with you, and it would have your desktop, it would have a like 1440p mobile monitor, you can fit your controller in there, you can fit your mouse in there, you could even fit like maybe like a little foldable keyboard or a small form factor keyboard, and everything is all in there nice and like snugly fit in foam. Super cool. But unfortunately, nobody's bought one yet. Yo, what up, Joe? How we doing? All right, let's swap over. Didn't mean to do that. Swap over our screen over there. Kenny, welcome in. All right, let's get all of our little plastic covers off of here. ROG likes to use a lot of them, so you gotta kind of go hunting for them. There's 3 so far. 4, come on. 4, 5. Chaos coming in with a sub, thank you. 6. And there's a 7th one. Where's your tab at? Is there a good tab for this one? All right, let's get our little plastic grabber thingy here. One time I spilled soda on my brother's PC bottom, but the power supply was elevated. Oh, that's good. Where? Oh, it's right here. There we go. What did I say? So this is 7. 7 peels on this motherboard. Oh, don't tear on me. Don't do that. Don't tear. There we go. There we go. 7. Oh wait, there's another one up here. Another one up here for this side. 8. Oh, this is the same one. It just broke. 8. Let's just double check. I don't see anything there. Already got that one. Oh wait. Here we go. Here's another little one. 9. 10. Goodness gracious. 10 peels on one motherboard. I think ROG might have gone just a little bit overboard. Did I watch Jay's 2 cents video on the B580? I have not yet. I really need to. I want to make a video on it myself, but they're all sold out. Except for the ones that are wildly over expensive. Yours is for heavy video editing with a 9950X, 64 gigs DDR5, 48 Super, and a gigabyte. That's a really nice build. It's a nice build. Do a dance for the Savage Nation? I don't dance. You guys don't want to see me dance. All right, that's good enough. That was it. Hopefully you were zoomed in on it. All right, let's get our 9700X. There's a fly in my office and it's driving me nuts.
Are you going to buy an Intel and test it out?
Let's get this installed. Are you going to buy an Intel? Yeah, I'm planning on buying B580 when I can get my hands on one. I went and checked today to see if I could get one, and they were all sold out on Intel on Newegg by like 9 a.m. or something. Oh, hi Daniel. Yeah, I would love to buy a Battle Mage GPU to test out, but that would require them being in stock. '14th gen versus the new Ultra Intels. When they released, the 14th gen were better, but I think they've updated stuff well enough that the new gen ones are now performing better than the 14th gens, from what I can tell. All right, let's get our SSD in here. You have a 5600 and a 3070. Should I get a better CPU? Your 1% lows are around 50 to 30. What game are you playing that you're getting those FPS numbers? And at what resolution? Watched a video on the other day, the frame rate difference between the two, it's like maybe 15 frames. Oh, between the 4080 Super and the 4090? Yeah. There's not a huge difference in performance. And now that the 4090s are just like going up and up and up and up in price, they're harder and harder to find. I don't see much reason to buy one right now. What am I using for the CPU? A 9700X from AMD, Ryzen 7. Thoughts on Intel making it? Honestly, it seems like they're pretty successful on this second round. From everything I've heard, the driver installation and stuff is better. The price to performance is really good. Like right now, from what I've seen, the price, like the cost dollar amount per frame, is the best on the market right now. So I think they did a really good job. I think they picked the right market, going for that like budget market. And hopefully they can really get a good stake in that budget market and kind of bring themselves back from the brink, because Intel financially is not doing well right now, you guys. Their stock is down like 50% in the last year. It's not looking good for Intel right now. So I'm really hoping that these new graphics cards kind of help bring them back, because they have been struggling. Jesus, thank you for the subscription. Daisuke for the sub, thank you as well. Yeah, maybe don't sell chips that burn up. Yeah, that would help. Can I name the build again? Type in ! specs, Savage. Let's see if that works over there. Yeah, there we go. So there's the full list of components for this build. 14th gen Intel versus Ultra was like 15 frame difference. Yeah, there's not much of a difference between the two. They didn't really step up their game much. It seemed like their focus is on like AI and whatever. I'm not really sure who they were targeting those new CPUs for, but it doesn't seem like they're really that focused on the gaming. Yo, what up, G-Man? What up, Unlisted? Yeah, exactly, Daniel. That's kind of what I'm hoping too. Like, more competition is better, right? We don't want someone getting knocked out of the market and having there be even less competition when right now, you know, really it's just AMD and Nvidia up until this newest release from Intel. So I think it's good for the market and it's good for us as consumers, you know? It's good for us. All right, let's get our RAM in here. Hey, thank you for all those likes, Unlisted. I would say your full name, but I can't see it because TikTok is fun like that. Okay. Didn't get a click on the bottom, but that's definitely seeded. Study aerospace engineer, always needed powerful computers. You have like 14 to 15K. I mean, if you're trying to spend that kind of money, you could go with like pro version stuff. So like you're looking at like one of the lower model like AMD Epics or the AMD Pro Series CPUs, or like a budget Xeon Intel CPU. At that sort of price range, so that's either way. Or you look at like a 9950X from AMD and then go with like a Pro Series, like a very nice Pro Series video card if you're doing like rendering and stuff, which I would assume you are. How we doing? I'm doing good, Unlisted. How are you? All right, we got the RAM, we got the SSD, we got our CPU in there. Let's replace our brackets there with the AIO brackets before we put this in the case. I can already guess what you're building is probably going to take about a 12 or 1500 watt power supply. Me or him? Want to build a PC with a 4060 Ti and a 7600. Well, with that, you're gonna have to get DDR5 RAM, and they don't really sell decent RAM kits in 16s. So you want to buy a 2x16 gig kit that would give you a total of 32. Do AMD CPUs do better than Intel? In gaming, definitely they are right now better, especially price to performance. With the Pro Series stuff doing like modeling, it's hard to say. I don't have enough experience in that, in testing in that realm. Have like all the like work stuff I've ever had has always been Intel. Good, gonna be building a new one when you get parts for your dual PC. Oh, let's go. Put all that over there for now.
Have you ever ran a Sama AIO? I got one about 2 months ago.
4700K, 4070 Super.
The LCD is trash.
Scrolling, I found you. I want to know if you have an anti-bending bracket. You mean like for the CPUs or for like, like for holding up a GPU? I have some of those around. If you're talking about like an anti-sag bracket for a GPU, I do have some of those laying around. Okay, oh, I haven't used this cooler in a little while. I forgot, it uses the AMD stock brackets, so I don't need to take that out. I don't need to take that out at all. I just need some of these guys. Is the 7800X 3D and a 4070 Super? Yes, that is a great combo. In fact, that is one of, like that is a very, very good combo. Definitely would recommend something akin to that because you're getting a ton of performance without spending thousands of dollars on your CPU, GPU, motherboard. Okay, we don't need any of that. I'm not going to use this. We'll use some Arctic stuff that I've got on hand if we need it. All right, so this is all we need to do here. We don't need to do anything else on our motherboard right now. Moved from a Radeon HD 4350 to an RX 580. Yeah, I bet that's a huge upgrade. All right, let's take a look at our case here. Ooh. Here's our case, 3500X from Corsair. Really cool looking. It's one of their newer models out, I think just this year. Obviously going for the fish tank look that everybody is raving about right now. And I think they did a good job on it. And it's actually pretty reasonably priced, especially considering it comes with 3 RGB fans. Have you ever ran a Sama AIO? I haven't. I have not ran one of those before. Yeah, I have one of those laying around. The GPU sag bracket, anti-sag bracket. That's kind of unfortunate cable management by Corsair on that. We should be able to move all of these connections to the backside. All right, we're gonna put a bottom intake fan and a rear exhaust fan on here. So let's put those in real quick while we have all the space for it. The motherboard totally depends on what CPU you're getting. A Ryzen 5 7600X. I mean, I wouldn't get a 7600X if you're trying to do engineering stuff. If you're gonna do engineering stuff, like, you need more cores than that. But Asus TUF is a really good like budget model. Like, you can get an X870. If you want to spend more on your system, like you're talking about, Asus ProArt X870 would be a really good option for you. The bolts in here and they're in here. Technically, he didn't pay for these fans. We're just putting them in here. Because I bought extra on accident. Like for something else, I bought extra, so he's getting a couple of free fans. Also, let's take all these off. Yo, what up, Richard? Price difference between a 4070 Super and a 4070 Ti Super. 4070 Super runs like around $620. 4070 Ti Super is going to be around $820 on average. Obviously, different models and timing and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, you're welcome, Jester. Yo, what up, Alicia? Banned. Jack, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. All right. PC builds and tips are amazing. I really need a laptop. I'm a broke student. No, I cannot give you one, sorry. Madeline, I have pics. Pics of what? You're building one like that. I like to play 1440p with no lag. Oh yeah. Yeah, those specs with 1440p are gonna be tough, man. Okay, yeah, there are bolts there. Hopefully there's bolts here to bolt through that fan to the case. Wow, they even gave me some white zip ties. That's so thoughtful of them. All right. Yes, they did give me some bolts. Okay, cool. So they designed this spot here with threaded holes, not bolting through like a normal case fan would have. So thankfully they gave me some bolts for it. Jay, check out my website, redneckengineer.com. You can see the different options I have available. The more budget option that I have that's like around $1,100 is great for like 1080p gaming. If you want something that's like more 1440p, any of the systems above the gamer PC are perfect for that. NZXT Z63 with LCD. They're really cool. They're definitely a little overpriced in my opinion, like the NZXT coolers, but they're really cool and they work well. Have I played Delta Force yet? No, I haven't yet. Feet pics? No. I'm wearing boots right now. I think I'm taking feet pics. Commented on your other live is that my mate... It's your mate. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Use that other pass through. Friend recommended you to buy Intel Core i9. Yeah, I would do the Ryzen 9 7950X for you or a 9950X. I'm underrated. Oh shoot, love that. MF, Keithan, just thank you guys for the subs, appreciate that. Check his feetsandmeats.com account. Yeah, same name for sure. Route this back here through that, which is totally inaccessible from that side, so let's do one of these at a time. Man, if you're gonna give me like a pass-through space, probably should give me access to it on the back side too. Oh, I do, never mind. I just can't fit my fingers in there. Good thing I have these little guys I can grab the cable through, hopefully. Come on. It's really hard to see. Like reach through this side and still be able to see stuff over here. Oh, all the way through. Come on, come on. You can do it. Yes. Yeesh. Oh yeah, pull it all through? Absolutely. Just kind of keep pulling that with it. There we go. That's better. We'll just run that to the back. Perfect, perfect. Great, love that. All right, and this guy's gonna get installed kind of normally. How long have I been building PCs? Since 2020. He's in the process of moving everything over to Fansly. You guys are gonna get me banned on TikTok. What do I think about the RTX 3050? I wouldn't recommend it, just because there are better gaming GPUs out there for like the same price-ish. I might even be able to save those and just use these guys. Yo, what up, ATX Meadow? What you doing, dude? Yeah, the 3050 is not a good value for money. That's what I was trying to say. Let's get these white zip ties out of here. I might want to use those later. No, you cannot. This has already been bought and paid for. It's a customer build. I'm not doing a giveaway here, sir, ma'am, whoever. Is liquid nitrogen used in liquid cooling system? Not typically. Usually even the people who are trying to run like Sub-Zero stuff, they just use like a chiller loop. So it would have, the chiller would have like, you know, your standard air conditioning refrigerant, and then the actual loop that would run through the PC components is still just water or something, mostly water.
No over-the-shoulder cam.
Okay, got that in there. Got a nice little tab here to hold that cable out of the way. Beautiful. All right, and then let's, sorry, you guys don't get to quite see this, I guess, but I'm just gonna redo these connections on the other side to make it look nicer. You'd think Corsair would do that, but their builders aren't as, their case builders aren't as particular as I am, I suppose. There we go. We'll do that up here as well. No over the shoulder cam? Oh, we will, sorry. I kind of skipped a step here where normally I would be putting the case in still. Or I would be putting the motherboard in right now, but I kind of skipped past that for a minute to get these two fans in. Okay, now we're going back to this. Going back right here. Then we'll switch back to that. Do you think PC part prices will keep rising? I mean, inflation keeps going up, right? So I would expect PC part prices to keep rising. All right, there we go. That is installed. What time is it in my country right now? Well, in my state, it is 5:20. But we have 3 time zones in the US, so. Let me double check which of these bolts I need to use. Does this come with anything? No, to the case? All right, we'll just test out the different ones. Those look like Corsair threads. So I'm gonna say they're these guys down here. Woohoo! Hooray!
We actually have 4 time zones.
What up, Chad? Welcome in. Can I put 1 fan or 2 on the PC shroud where the power supply is under? Depends on your case. Yep, that is definitely the right bolt for that. Good thing I don't pay for cable, that's right. We actually have 4 time zones. Oh, I guess, are you talking about Hawaii? Alaska's in Pacific time zone, right, though? YouTube's raising prices for YouTube TV. Crazy. Like they raised it an additional $10 from what it was. 3080, I mean 3080 is a good GPU, but it's significantly more expensive than a 3050. If you're looking at 3050 prices, either look for like a used like 3060 Ti or something, or look for like a Radeon 6600 XT or something like that, because those are also around $200. Or when it comes out, the new Intel Arc B570 is going to be $219 when it releases, and that's just in like a month. You have NZXT 510 Elite case. I don't think there's support to put a fan there, but I have not used that case. I don't like the older NZXT cases from that era because their airflow was not great. If you count Alaska and Hawaii, then there are 6 time zones. Oh, okay. Pacific, Mountain, Central. Oh, you're right, there are 4 time zones, but it's 3 hours difference. Yep, you're right. I can't believe my brain didn't do that. Okay, I got these. It's 3 a.m. where I live. I was at school all day, very tired. All right, go to bed. Get some rest. Appreciate you stopping in though. Cole Jelson. What? All right, that is nice and tightened down. We're just gonna put these bolts together. You have a 5600X 3D and a 1060. GPU upgrade for that, I would, if you don't want to spend too much money, I would look at like a 6650 XT, or if you want to get something a little bit nicer, maybe like a 7700 XT, that'll run you about $400. Those would be pretty solid upgrades that won't totally break the bank, and they should be like a pretty good match with other stuff in your system. Okay, so we've got all of our fans in here, except for the AIO, obviously. We got this all connected up, and I think we're ready to stand this up. So let's get this baby up here. I'll switch over the vertical view in just a second. Fortunately, my Stream Deck doesn't have anything to switch the vertical view, but there we go. Now we're switched. If I were to buy a PC from you for Minecraft in Roblox, how much would it cost? I mean, the gamer PC that I have can definitely run that. You could definitely do something even cheaper. As soon as like the Arc B580 comes out and is actually available, and maybe the B570, I want to put out a new pre-built PC. But we could probably do something for those games for under 1,000. Maybe like 900 bucks, something like that. What motherboard did I install? Jay, try typing in exclamation point specs. This is ROG Strix X670 EA Gaming. Dog of the gamer, why don't you just build your own? Because not everyone's comfortable building their own, you know? Cole Justin means good luck in Turkey. Oh, Turkey! I've been to Istanbul a couple of times for work. Enjoyed it over there. You have an i7 3000 series. Budget for graphics is 100 bucks. What GPUs do you recommend except for an RX 580? I mean, the RX 580 is pretty solid in that price range. Man, it's hard to know what else. I mean, like a used 1650 maybe? You might be able to find something like that. Or like a used like 1060 or something. That might fit in your budget there for 100 bucks. Was it hard when I built a PC for the first time? Yes, it was. The first time I ever built a PC, I was like sitting there. I built it live on my Facebook page. I built it live, and it took over 2 hours, maybe like 3 hours to build it. And I was like watching a YouTube video while I built it. So it was like I would watch a step on the YouTube video, and then I would do that, and then I would go back to the video and see the next step. That was back in like mid-2020 though. Look into eBay. Yeah, eBay, or if you have like Facebook Marketplace in your area, like that's another good one to look at. Is the 7900 XT a good upgrade from a 3070? It's a decent upgrade. I don't know if it's like a mind-blowing upgrade, but it's a pretty good jump. I don't know if I would personally spend money to make that upgrade, just because the 3070 is already a solid card. But I mean, it would be a boost in performance for sure. All right, so I'm plugging in our USB cables here. I plugged in our HD audio down at the bottom. Let's get our USB 3.2, aka USB-C in here. I'm going to get one to test out. From everything I've seen, it seems like a great GPU. The Intel Arc B580, from all accounts, like everything I've seen about it is positive. So I think it could be a really good GPU. I want to get my hands on one too, just to test it out, but they're kind of sold out right now. I mean, I know they just dropped this morning, but I went to try and find one like later this morning and I couldn't, so that was kind of lame. All right, so this is RGB for the fans. I don't know if there's any RGB built into the case. I don't think there is. Okay, but here's one RGB header there. Okay, so for the case fans, oh, let's plug this in too. For the case fans, we have these two daisy chain spots. So what I'm gonna do here is these two extra case fans that we put in, they're actually the exact same fans as what's already included. So we're just gonna daisy chain these right in to the fans that came built in. So this guy's gonna run up here and run right to that. Boom. And then RGB, same thing. Run right up here. Gonna pop it right in to this guy. Okay, and we'll do the same thing over here. So this is our exhaust fan. We're gonna run this over to the side like this. And we'll plug that in. This is really nice because it means we're only utilizing one header on our motherboard for RGB, one for fan power, and we will control all five, sorry, I had to count, all 5 of these case fans through those 2 headers, one RGB, one power. Okay, so this guy is gonna get run across like this. I don't wanna tighten this down yet because I have a couple other cables that are gonna end up over there, but we can do a little bit of cable management and cleanup while we're here. Just to kind of organize our case a little bit, you know? Put in just a couple of zip ties here in the back. So kind of separate out our fan cables from the rest of the cables. Tickle, ban me. Why would I ban you? I haven't seen you do anything inappropriate or anything like that. Bought my Aorus C300 mid tower. It's your first time building PC. I would prefer to buy once, cry one. Yeah. The nice part about like when you build your own, or if you like buy one from me where it's all like, it's all aftermarket parts or like, you know, non-OEM spec parts, you just update it over time, you know? You don't have to buy a whole new PC every time you want to upgrade. All right, so there we go. All of our fan cables are kind of routed. We'll have to, you know, manage that up in here later. But all the stuff that's in here is plugged in. It's all generally routed where I'm gonna have it. These guys are gonna have to kind of get smushed down there a little bit. Let's get our power cables in here while we have nice access to everything. So we'll get our power supply out. This is the MSI Mag A850 GL. Yo, what up, Noob Gaming? Welcome back. I'm doing good. ANG with the sub, Monster FF with the sub, Kuda King with the sub, MFGA with the sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oxley, welcome into the stream. Thank you for coming in. Do I do any giveaways? No. I mean, occasionally we do, but not often enough to be able to be like, yeah, I do giveaways. It's pretty rare. And when we do, they're typically not whole PCs because that's a lot of money. Yeah, it's not too hard to build them. The harder part is more of knowing, like picking the right components so that you have a nice balanced system, that everything's gonna work together. And then obviously like the whole setup process can be a little bit difficult for people, especially people who are just like not, you know, it's just not their thing. Like tech isn't their thing. It can be kind of hard, but it's not overly difficult. Yep, that is a A850 GL. All right, got our power supply cable there. Let's see, we got a CPU cable there. Another CPU cable. Don't need these, don't need these, don't need that. Motherboard power, and that's it. Don't need that. Okay. Moises with the angry looking emoji, sorry. I haven't used it yet. I've used some of theirs in the past and haven't had any problems with them. I feel like I remember the cables being a little bit short on the previous one I used, but that was a different generation. So, yeah, what up, Lewis? Doing good. How are you? Or Luis? Luisa? The case is a Corsair. So it's a Corsair 3500X. Is it a big upgrade from a 3600 and 2060 to a 70? Yeah, those are like night and day difference. Like you're talking at least, you're probably like double the FPS from your old system to that. It's Luis, okay, good. How much are our PCs? It really depends. This PC was just over $2,000, built and shipped, taxes included. There's a super wide range. Like the ones on my website go from anywhere from like $1,000-ish to like $4,000 something. It really just kind of depends on what you get, you know. Got some no-name white extensions with it. Didn't know so they're too short. These actually seem like they're plenty long. These are pretty good length here. So yeah, no complaints here on the links. And these white cables look really good too. I wish the connections weren't black. It's kind of lame, but actually let's do this. Put these next to each other in the same orientation. It'll be easier to lay them on top of each other there. Dude, the white builds look good, man. The white builds just look good. Spray paint them. You can spray paint them if you want. Okay, these don't have direction on them. Some of them do. Some of these, even though they're technically like they could be bi-directional, some of them do actually designate power supply side versus GPU side. So just double checking that. Do you guys also help set up best settings in Windows and in game? Typically, I don't. That's something that I have a guy, Trap Tuning, who I use for like optimizing Windows and games and stuff. He's like the best in the business. That's who I always recommend, and actually offer his services as like an add-on. When you buy one of my PCs, you can add on optimization and tuning when you buy it. How much money do you get building PCs? I take a percentage, so I just tack on a percentage to the cost of the components. And then since this is Savage's build, we'll talk about it. All of my partners, Savage is a new PC partner. All of my partners have a 5% off discount code, so that'll take 5% off the price. So if you use code SAVAGE and buy a PC on my website, you can get 5% off of a system, which is a pretty good chunk when you're talking about a PC. You still love Wii Sports? Wii Sports was fun, man. I enjoyed that. Am I ignoring you? Sorry, I didn't mean to, Hatfield. Persona non grata. Oh, sorry, I didn't even see your other one. How we doing, dude? Yeah, this is gonna really look really good when it's done. All right, so got all this stuff in here. Let's kind of get this guy not wrapped in with the rest. All right, so this guy is gonna kind of come across here and get tied in with this same piece right here. So let's get that in with the wired thing, like that. I think what we'll do is actually put it next to it like that. Yeah. Okay, and then that's just gonna run along down the side, right next to our motherboard power cables, like that, and then down to the bottom. Easy. Okay. All right, GPU power cable there. Let's get our AIO installed. Slap it in on the top. Get this back up on here. This is the Corsair 3500X ARGB. The standard 3500X is the same. The ARGB just comes with 3 of these RS120 fans from Corsair. Getting your trip to Texas next week dialed in? Oh, what are you doing in Texas? Operator Reality coming with a sub, thank you. But Luis, if you're interested in that, shoot me a DM and I will get back to you and send you details for the right guy to reach out to if you're interested. I don't make any money off that either, by the way. It is someone that we have kind of a business partnership that we work together, not in the sense of we own part of each other's companies or anything. But I don't make any money by referring people to Trap Tuning, in case anyone's wondering. Okay, so T-Force is on this side, so ideally that's gonna be like this. So when I put this down here, the tails for all my fans are gonna go that way. Okay, so tail of the fan, right there. Looking beautiful, thank you, Pig. What's the hardest part of building the PC? For beginners, I think the hardest part is really selecting the right components. You can find there's so many tutorials and videos out there that it's really likely that you could find someone who's built a PC very similar to the one you're building with very similar components. But picking all of the right components is the hardest part and making it fit with your budget, you know? Can you have it? No, you cannot. Going to get with the guy I sold your M3 to in May, buying back the wheels and tires that were on it, checking out his Viper, get some in and out to bring home, and maybe stopping to see an ex-family friend of your father's. Oh, interesting. Sounds like fun. Hudo, thank you for joining in on the stream. From your perspective, what's the hardest part of building? I don't know. None of it's very hard to me anymore. It's still a fun challenge, when people want something custom. I mean, doing water loops, making the water loop is obviously the hardest part, I guess, if you do that. It's not very common, not a lot of people do or want to spend the money on a custom water cooling system, but that is definitely a lot of work when you're doing bending hard lines and planning out the loop and stuff. Cable management is also pretty tough. You have to plan ahead. You have to kind of do it as you go, like you saw I was doing. Cable management is definitely something that is a acquired skill that takes time to get good at. Is there a budget for this build? I want to build one for 2,000 euros. This was around $2,200 built and shipped. So if you're building it yourself, this would definitely be under 2,000 euros depending on what pricing of components looks like where you're at. If you type in !specs UWatt, we should get a pop-up that shows you the full specs of the PC. If not, you can look at the details, like the video description, and it will show you every component that's in here with like affiliate links and stuff. Picking components sucks, getting in budget and best performance is a pain. Yeah, exactly. What do you suggest I do? Buy a 4000 series Nvidia GPU now, or 4000 series? I mean, if you're gonna wait, or if you're willing to wait, I would see what prices do in a couple months once 5000 series drops, or maybe the prices of the 5000 series on some of them are the same. Or just be like me and be like, man, that's what I want, and deal with the cost later. That's true. You can do that too. Nice LTT screwdriver, thank you. I like it a lot. Been using it for a while now. I bought it shortly after they released them because I had been waiting for it to release for a long time. That's your struggle as well. Thankfully, I built such a high-end system last time that I don't need to upgrade mine for quite some time because I do the same thing. I just build something really nice. Tempted to get the new Intel card, but doesn't matter, it's out of sale. I know. I tried to buy one this morning and I couldn't get one. At least not from a consumer site. I can look. I'm gonna have to look around and see if I can find one elsewhere. Through maybe like one of my business distributors or something. What up, Outlaw? It'll last a good 3 to 5 years. Yeah, my system should last that long easily. I mean, it's already been over 2 years since I built it. I've changed out a couple of things on it, but the main bit of it, like the motherboard and all the cooling stuff and the power supply is all original. Do I have Twitch? I don't. I mean, I technically have a Twitch, but I don't do anything over there. I'm on TikTok. I'm live right now on TikTok and the Green site, if anyone knows what that is. Yo, what's up, Zulu? Since I don't play anything that's killing my current machine, I'm skipping. Yeah, exactly. Like if it's still working really well, like no need to upgrade. I know, right? The $430 B580. Isn't that crazy? It's like, who's gonna buy that? I mean, I'm sure there's someone out there that'll buy it, but it's like, it's just not a smart financial move to buy it for sure. If you're just desperate, I mean, if you're just desperate to have Intel, I mean, I guess you can buy that Intel GPU, but other than that, I don't know why anyone would pay for that. Heard Floatplane is good. Yeah, I haven't actually used Floatplane at all. I've heard about it for a long time. I mean, so it's Linus Tech Tips thing, right? So I've known about it for quite a while, but I've never actually used it. I always just watch them on the tube. All right, that's all ready to go. Okay, we gotta switch this guy to the other side. Okay, this is our pump, so we gotta run this out to the back as well. Yeah, hopefully nobody's buying those and they'll learn their lesson that you can't just like charge a fortune for a card that's not worth it, like doubling the price. Okay, bring this down preemptively, just make it easier for me. Pull all these cables through. so. What up, Tristan? Okay, perfect spot. Perfect spot. Do you think Ryzen processors overcome the performance of the Intel processors? I think price to performance, they are better right now. And then also, none of the Intel CPUs are gonna beat out the 9800X 3D in gaming. They couldn't even beat out the 7800X 3D in gaming. You just bought the 3500X, the Gigabyte X870 motherboard, 9700X, and 7800 XT. Oh, that's a great build. It's a solid build. Did you get it in white or black? Having the PC Susan shirt has come in handy, I'll bet. It's so nice, man. It's obviously a little custom. Like I had to like find this top for it myself and find a giant lazy Susan, but it is totally worth it for me. I think I ended up spending about $160 total between the lazy Susan and the top. Couple bucks in spray paint. What do I think of the HP Omen PCs? I'm not super impressed. They don't really use very high quality components for anything other than like the CPU and GPU, obviously. And their airflow and their case design kind of sucks. I don't know what their pricing looks like. Their pricing is obviously probably better than mine because they sell thousands and thousands of them every day or every month. Got it in black, nice. Yeah, it seems really good compared to the 4060. It's like $50 cheaper, and the performance, from what I've seen, looks like it's gonna be a little bit better. I obviously can't test that because I don't have it. All right, everything on top is done. Put that guy back up there. Boom. Okay, now we got a bunch more hanging wires. Let's need our 3-to-1. Of course, Teamgroup didn't give it to us in white. Unfortunate, that's okay. You're welcome for the idea, thank you. Yeah, Richard came up with this idea. It was a while ago. He's like, you should just get a lazy Susan so you don't have to pick it up all the time. And I was like, let me think about it. And then I finally did it. I don't know how long I waited before I finally did it. I don't think it was super long, but it was definitely not right away. Okay, so CPU fan, and I want AIO pump. These little covers are very hard to get off, so having my needle nose pliers is very convenient. There we go, there's that. And then whichever one of these is real short, this guy. Yep, that is our pump. So we'll route that back here. Bring that down here. Stick it through. Come on. A little hard to get through from the back. What size bearing plate do I have? I think it's like 20 inches. And I got it on Amazon. I want to say it was like a little over 100 bucks. All right, there we go. So our AIO pump is in, and now our CPU fan splitter is in here. Now we just got to plug in all of our CPU fans to this. I'm gonna run this over to this side, I think. We'll just keep kind of all of our fan cable, excuse me. We'll keep all of our fan cables kind of on this left-hand side of the main thoroughfare. Thank you for the likes on the stream. Swadley, thank you so much for joining in and liking the stream. When do you think RTX 5000 series is going to come out? They're supposed to come out shortly after CES, so in January, 5080 and 5090, I think, are supposed to come out. And then I don't know the timing for anything after that. I don't know if they've actually said, to be honest. The 5080 and 5090 should be out sometime in January. Usually the rest of them sort of just follow along shortly after that. All right, so there's all those fans. The spinning portion, at least, connected. Okay, got that right there. Now we've got the RGB to contend with. So let's plug in the actual RGB header first. Okay, just gonna sneak that out there. Just like that. Cool, it's plugged in. Yo, Mr. Rainbow with 10 months of being a member. Happy you're still here too, man. Yeah, it's been a little while. I'm glad to see you in here. Yo, what up, Lemons? Any chance your GPU is showing 0 degrees in Black Ops 6? I have not seen that. I'm running an Nvidia GPU now, so I have not seen that. I'm guessing that's usually an AMD thing where like sometimes it doesn't work. And I know that for a long time it didn't work in, for me in old Warzone. So I'm not sure. Oh, those are nice and sturdy. Nice and sturdy. Come on. Get it through there. Squeeze all that red through there. There we go. Okay. So these two guys, they need to connect into here. Okay. So now all of our RGB from our CPU cooler fans are connected. Oh, actually, let's not do that yet. We'll do our pump first. Get our pump RGB in there. Okay, so now that we're at this point, let's get our thermal paste. A nice big old thing of MX6 here. Come on. Does it make sense to use one of, sorry. About to build a fully custom loop and you have two 360 rads. Does it make sense to use one of them as the intake? Most likely, yeah. Like if you have one on bottom, one on top, or one on the side, one on top, it typically makes sense for one of them to be an intake. All right, let's get a little more right up here. There we go. That on there. I really don't need to pre-spread it. I know I do a lot, but we don't really need to. Okay, let's get this guy off. The height Y70. In that case, you're probably putting one on the side, one on top. So I would say side is intake, top is out. And then you can have some more intake fans along the bottom, the ones that are like built into the case, you know. Another question, do I know much about FSR3? I mean, I know it's really good. I've used it before, and I've seen other people using it. It is really good frame gen. It seems like it makes your game look less blurry and stuff than DLSS. Okay, so this is gonna mount like that. These guys are gonna go like this. Like that. Come back here. Stop going under there. Come on. There we go. Don't need that. Okay. And this guy is gonna get mounted just like this. I put it backwards. Not sure how, but I did. Hey, 10 hearts for Jules. Thank you so much. Sent floating heart 10 Jules. Thank you. Appreciate that. How's it going? I'm doing good, brother love. Philly Bird Gang, what's up? All right, take another peel off here. Never have too many peels on your computer, apparently. Need this guy. Plug into that. Hooked up a new monitor and was promoted to turn it on. So I did, and now you're getting 300 plus FPS in 1440p. Yeah, the FSR is it's an upscaler, right? So you're doing the same sort of thing as DLSS where you're rendering natively in 1080 and then it upscales it to 1440. So yeah, it makes sense that you're getting a lot more FPS. And from what I've seen, it actually it looks really good. So yeah, no complaints there. Robin Hood, thank you for coming into the stream. Instead of the Highway 70, it's having screen and everything cool. Oh yeah, the vision is really nice. I mean, if he's already got the Highway 70, then he's got the Highway 70, but I do really like, I like the Highway 70. I think it looks really good. And they make the non-screen one, and that one's actually not that expensive. I mean, it's expensive, but it's not $380 expensive. All right, so that's all it takes. You literally just stick that on top over the brackets, and then you tighten it down. It's super easy. And companies actually use the built-in AMD brackets. It's really nice. And see, it's still nice and sturdy. Still nice and sturdy. Okay, I'm just gonna loop that into there. We'll get you a nice little pathway around that. Nobody's even gonna see it. There you go. So this guy, going to the back. Same sort of thing we did with everything else. We'll bring it over to this side. And then we've got one more of these. Okay, so now all the RGB for the CPU cooler fans and the CPU cooler block is all on one daisy chain for the RGB. So it'll all be getting the exact same input. Look really good. Tie that up. I'll give you nice long cable lengths, but it's maybe a little too long. Maybe a little too long. Folded it back on itself 3 times. You know? All right. Excuse me. Clip the zip ties that we have in here already, because pretty soon we're not going to have access to them. Okay, there's all those. Okay, got that nice and tight. Yo, Robin Hood with all those likes. I see a Lazy Susan base. I like that. Dude, it's so nice to have. Especially for me, like, I'm building, maybe not a ton of PCs, but I build, several a year. It's really nice to have. It makes it so much easier than having to, like, pick it up and turn it around constantly, Okay, got all that. And then let's get our GPU in. We'll plug this guy in, and then we can figure out this last little bit of our cable management. Man, allergies going crazy. Robin Hood going crazy with the likes. GPU is a graphics card, yes. Is an AIO better to be intake or exhaust? Typically exhaust. If you have it on top, put it as exhaust. If you put it on like the side here or in front, a lot of times it makes more sense to put it as an intake. But ideally you put it up on top. All right, GPU time. It was hard to find, but we got ourselves a white Asus Dual 4070 Super because it looks good and we wanted everything to be white. Yeah, Richard, you love your white 70. I'm gonna overkill on the monitor. Yeah, you definitely did go overkill on your monitor. Help me out getting a Ryzen 7 7600. Sorry, I lost it. 5700X, but you still have a 1060. How bad will it bottleneck? Probably pretty bad. The 5700X would probably be less bottlenecked with like a 20 series or 30 series. But, there's always a bottleneck. Like every system has a bottleneck somewhere. Oops. So, you gotta pick your poison where it is. You can always upgrade your GPU down the road. Think I will regret buying a 4070 Super for 600 pounds right before the 5000 series comes out? I mean, if you're wanting to build your PC sooner, then probably not. I mean, the 50 series is gonna be, the 5070 is probably gonna be multiple months before it comes out. Only the 5080 and 5090 are coming out right away. You have a fun little issue. Your 34-inch ultra-wide curved blinks off if I stand near, sit, or lay on my bed and move the blanket. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you need better grounding, I guess. Come on, there you go. Nice big peel there on the GPU. Should have a couple more. MD, what's up? Thank you for the likes. Careful when shopping from online stores. Record the unboxing in case you get scammed. I mean, depends on where you're buying it from. If you're buying it from like Amazon or Newegg, not really much concern there. Buying it from like AliExpress, I could see that. I found a white 4080 Super, which wasn't easy with all the sudden short supplies going on. Oh yeah. Though, I mean, the white ones are kind of, even when there aren't shortages going on, the white GPUs can be hard to find. So, especially with like shortages happening, I can imagine it's extra hard. You have an AOC right next to it. No, it's more that like you're creating static buildup. So like one thing you could do is like plug, they make little like plugs that only connect to the ground pin on like one of your outlets. And then you could plug that to like the chassis of the monitor or something. So it has like a direct, really nice direct path to ground. Like maybe that would help. Oh, it's MJ, okay. All right. That is open. Let's get our GPU in here. Oh, more plastic. I don't know how I didn't see that. I heard it though. Okay, that is in. Like the background music? Oh, thank you. Try to have something in there. I feel like it just gets a little, I mean, I guess it's not really ever quiet because y'all are awesome and you're showing up and chatting. But it just kind of, you know, keeps there so there's no like dead space in the stream. There's always something going on. Hey Mark, thank you for joining the stream. So after a year with my PC 7800X3D, Play achieved a CPU package, temperature of 45. I mean, CPU package, like 45 degrees is not hot on a CPU. You just switch to the camera positions. The chat covers chat covers another of what we see. Oh, you mean just the little corner? Yeah, I can move it up a little bit. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I can. I move that camera around all the time, so sometimes I just don't quite get it in the perfect spot. All right, we have enough space. We can bring this, instead of coming up with that cable, we can bring this cable up from underneath. Like this. That'll look nice and clean coming up here like that. Guess I had it in the right orientation. Or was there more plastic I didn't see? Or is it just, yeah, I think we're okay. No, I don't see more plastic. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. All right, cable management time. Can I have any more cable ties back here? Do I need to grab some more? There's some Seasonic ones. Could use these. Going all white when I build mine. It looks good, man. It looks good. She's a beauty. Hopefully we can fit these guys in here. Customer's gonna be excited? He sure will. Savage is definitely gonna be excited about this one. Okay, got that. These double, those are still single, okay. Hopefully these are long enough. Looking like they might be just a little bit short for all these cables. Specs, try typing in !specs pro plays and it should pop up. No, that's too short. All right, let me go get a couple of longer ones that I have back here. All I have left is blue. I mean, nobody's gonna see them, so it doesn't matter, but all I have left are these blue ones. I buy a big pack of them on Amazon. I'm running low. If it doesn't work, I know Richard's in the chat, so he can maybe copy and paste it over to the tube vertical stream. Okay, that command, Botrix is not working on there for some reason, apparently. Richard, can you copy the specs over to the vertical stream on tubes? On the tubes. All right. It's sticking out a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. Do I build PCs? Yes, that's what I'm doing right now. You can go to redneckengineer.com and order one for yourself, especially if you live in the US. It's the most economical way for me to be able to build you a PC if you're in the US. All right, cable management. I'm gonna give myself a B on that one. These extra long fan cables on every single fan definitely made it a little more difficult. But besides that, I think we did okay. All right, time to say goodbye to the cables. Oh yeah, not bulging or anything. We're good. Yo, what up, Mark? Corsair 3500X, 9700X, and a 4070 Super. Yep, there you go. Headhunter, what's up? I'm doing good. ESD rip straps are great if you have one, but current technology is not as sensitive. Yeah, and I mean, wearing these gloves too, like if you're wearing gloves while you're building one, it keeps the oils and dirt on your hand from getting on everything. But it also seems to help a lot with not shocking
Christmas,
everything every 5
friend.
minutes. Because the dry air here in Idaho is nuts. I swear, every time I like get up and move around, I'm shocking something. So it's really nice to be able to use this and not have to worry about that. Yo, what up, Wes? Merry Christmas, man. How much RAM? This one has 32 gigs. So, which is pretty much the standard for DDR5. A 32 gig kit with 16 and 16 is like kind of the gold standard. And from there, if you want more nowadays, I would suggest going with a 48 gig kit or a 96 gig kit because they're just more efficient and they work a lot better than the 64 gig kits. I haven't tried the Montec XR yet. I've been trying to, I've tried to quote a few builds, a few budget builds with it because I really want to build in it, but I have not yet. Gonna build your first PC, got any tips? Go back and watch some of my videos. Watch some of my live streams especially. We've built a lot of PCs live. Oh, why is that so loose? Hold on, I gotta fix that. So you might be able to pick up some tips and tricks just from doing that. There we go. That's better. That's better. Cool. Alrighty. Now is the time. It's time to fire this bad boy up. So I want you guys to show me your favorite emojis in the chat. I want to see them. Just slap them into the chat, all of them. Goodbye, Cables. Nobody wants to see you anymore. Nobody's gonna see you again, hopefully. Show me your favorite emojis in the chat. Setting the mood lighting a little bit. so that RGB really pops for you. That looks very nice. Richard, yep, Richard's always disappointed in me. Love that. Mark's got the fire. Sir Rat with the RE, love that, love that. It's your baby. Look how nice it is. Need 4K at high frame rate build. This can definitely play 4K. I don't know if you would consider it high frame rate. If you want high frame rate, like you need 4070 Ti Super or 4080 Super, or even like a 4090 or like a high-end AMD GPU for that. Never heard of 48 and 96 gig sets? Yeah, those are new with DDR5. Like they came out within like the last year, and they're better than the 2x32. Do I recommend the new Intel GPU? Yes. I haven't tested it yet, but everything I've seen about it, it's great. It's a really good price to performance. The only problem is you can't find it right now. It's sold out everywhere, at least here in the US. So just good keyboard for I don't know, that's around $50. Man, I don't know of any in that price range. You could look at something from like Ducky or Red Dragon. I think those run a little bit more budget, but I don't know peripherals well enough to suggest something for you in that price range. Like I could tell you like what I use, but they're both above that. Very good looking cables with outgoing extensions. Asus Tough makes really good looking cables. The Seasonic stuff looks pretty good. These look pretty good, honestly, like especially if you go white. These MSI white cables look really good. If you can ever get it in stock again, I'm sure the Lee & Lee ones will look great too. 4K would be like at least, yeah, the latest and best X3D and 4090. Not necessarily, like you could go 4080 Super or 4070 Ti Super probably. And then X3D is definitely the best, but you could get away with it with like something like this, like the 9700X, like it's a really capable CPU. You do some QC checks prior to delivery? All right, bet, Richard, bet. All right, y'all. Are we ready to see this thing turn on for the first time? Ryzen 7 9700X RTX 4070 Super 1TB SSD, 32 gigs of RAM, and Asus ROG Strix X670E-A gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. We've got an 850 watt power supply from MSI, a bunch of Corsair RS120 fans, and of course, our Teamgroup T-Force GD360 in white AIO. Last but not least, 32 gigs of Teamgroup RAM, RGB, of course, and the Corsair 3500X case. First ever power on, here it is. Look at that. Look at that. Bring the lights down just a little more. That RGB is really gonna pop now. How do we feel about that? Schmexy, right? Schmexy. JE9, welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, the motherboard has some lighting on it that like as long as there's power to the motherboard, it just does that. Cool, everything's running at full speed right now. So it's probably a little loud, but it's not gonna do that all the time. We gotta fix that. You have the same specs, but in black? Hey, let's go. So Brad, my face. That's a beautiful PC, well done. Hey, thank you, Mr. Rainbow. I've been looking into Red Dragon for keyboard and Razer for mouse. Hey, you're welcome. If you don't mind me asking, did you build this for yourself or someone? This is a customer build. So anytime I'm building live, it's like 99% of the time it's for a customer. GPU does not have drivers, or it doesn't have RGB. So yeah, the Asus Dual doesn't have RGB built in. So the RGB is going to be on the CPU cooler block, the RAM, all of the fans, and then you can see there's a little bit of RGB on the motherboard itself. It might look like that's coming from one of the fans, but there's actually RGB built into the motherboard itself. CPU stays flashing red. It could be any number of things, honestly. I would need to have it like in front of me probably to be able to diagnose it, you know. The 4060 Ti is a great GPU. You can play 1080p and 1440p with that. Vertical GPU? No, we're not doing a vertical GPU on this one. You can do vertical GPU. I think the airflow is better in like 90% of the cases with a non-vertical GPU. Like it's just a smoother flow path. But the vertical GPUs do look good. Savage, doesn't it look good, dude? Looks good. Is installing a GPU cooler easy? Like, do you need a new cooler, or are you thinking like a water cooler for your GPU? It's not super hard. It does void your warranty, so if you're gonna do that, be aware. Replacing your cooler on your GPU does void your warranty. And yeah, it's not terribly hard, but you do have to be pretty careful when you're doing it. I don't think it's sagging at all. Doesn't really look saggy to me. I think what you're seeing is like, this is not a flat line across here too, so it might kind of look saggy, but it's a very light GPU. Like there's not really hardly any sag. And if it does sag over here, there's like messing with these bolts over here isn't gonna do anything. You would just need to go buy a stand for it. Oh, putting in AIO? Yeah, I mean, it's not terribly difficult. It's a good bit of work, and you have to be careful not to damage anything on the PCB of the GPU. Adding a strip of RGB to the bottom? Yeah, that would look pretty cool. Like, kind of just stick it right here, right behind this little ledge, and have some RGB on there. That would look good. That's one thing about my reference card. It's short. Yeah, it is. Same with like a lot of like the 40 series. They just don't, like, they just designed them a lot better. They don't get super hot, so you don't need a triple fan GPU for anything under like a 4080 Super. Like all the rest of them stay nice and cool even with 2 fans. You going to do a Rytech Customs if he does them? Is he talking about doing them again? I didn't know he was gonna do them again. It looks so out of place. I think it looks fine. I kind of like it. Like it basically kind of comes in line with the end of the motherboard. And then you just have kind of unobstructed view of everything going on over here. Oh, he posted something on his Discord? I don't know. I was not aware. It's tiny. Don't be so mean. I can hear you, Mark. Jeez. You're in love, you could marry it? Well, I'm gonna send it to you, all right? I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah, it could just be Black Ops 6. Or it could be an error with like a new driver. What fans are these? So these are the Corsair RS120s. If you look at the description in the video on YouTube, I actually have an affiliate link for these on Amazon, so you could go and buy them yourself. And they have them in black and white, and they're really nice because they don't use iCUE. They just connect into your motherboard. These are my favorite. These are my favorite fans from Corsair right now because I don't have to use iCUE for them. They just connect into your motherboard, and they're cheap. It's like 45 bucks for 3 of them. Yeah, I mean, you could add more RGB fans here or something if you really wanted that GPU to be more lit up. But I like it. there were not very many white GPUs available. So I was just happy to be able to get this GPU for normal price and not like an extra $100. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's definitely the darkest part of the case, that's for sure. There's a lot of RGB in this case, which is why this looks so dark, because everything else is just bright and lit up. Alrighty. I think we are at the end. Any other like questions or anything before we call it a night? After Richard, did you run QC into it? We want to make sure it works just fine for you, Savage. We want to make sure it's working, you know? Up and coming 4K games and the 4K content here on YouTube is sick. Yeah. White motherboard with RGB bottom edge fix the problem? Yeah, I think so. I think if you put some RGB down here or something. I mean, this is a white, mostly white motherboard. You can get some that have a little bit more white on them, but for the most part, like the PCB stuff is never going to be white. How long did it take me to build it? We have been live for 1 hour and 40 minutes, so about 1 hour and a half. And that's with taking lots of time to sit and talk to chat, so. I could build this in under 1 hour if I wasn't streaming it. Yep, specs are in the description. That's got the full list of everything with what's it called? Affiliate links. Short answer, Ryzen 7 9700X, got a 4070 Super, and 32 gigs of RAM. Hey, I appreciate that, Lemons. Hey, you're welcome, Savage. This thing turned out really well, and I think I didn't charge you for them, but I added in these 2 extra fans because I didn't think it would look good without them, and I frankly forgot to put them in your build list, so it's on me. But I think adding in these couple extra fans to just have the RGB all around makes it look real good. Alrighty. Yeah, buddy. We'll call that your partner bonus there. What water cooler is that? This is a Teamgroup Siren GD360. I didn't see any available, like there weren't any showing up as available. They tend to be available most of the time, but every now and then they go out of stock. So I couldn't put an affiliate link with it, but if you search that up, you'll be able to find it. And I'm sure it'll go back in stock soon. Super happy with your Redneck PC? Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Not the partner bonus. Yep, say goodbye to your commission. You got 2 fans instead. Sorry. Just kidding. All right, y'all. That is the end of the stream. Hopefully we'll see you guys back soon. I don't have any builds coming up in the next week, but you know, hopefully we'll have some going into the new year. And we'll maybe do another like just chatting stream or something next week just to hang out. But yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your night. No, it's not LCD. Hope you all have a great rest of your night. Yeah, dude, your community is gonna be so happy that your PC just works and we're crashing and dying. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Thank you. ZTT is live? Nice. Hey, thank you, Nero. Appreciate you, man.